What's up, guys? So here we are on another tutorial on what to actually craft for your weapons on Destiny 2 and what mods you should be using for both PvE and PvP on Destiny. So today's weapons are gonna be the Thoughtless. It's a sniper rifle with a stasis damage and it's a primary. And then we're gonna have to take a look at the Calus mini tool, which is a secondary weapon it's a submachine gun. It's actually probably one of the best weapons in the game right now as of Season 18 on Destiny 2, Season of Plunder. So now we're gonna go straight on to the Thoughtless. Thoughtless has, it's not a very popular weapon. I would say PvE is more reliable than PvP, so I would go for a PvE version right now at the beginning. So for the PvE version at the beginning, we're gonna go for something like range as the masterwork. So we're gonna go with range, and then I would go for fluted barrel, which is right here. As a secondary perk, we are going to go with accurate rounds. And then we're gonna go with the overflow. Picking up special or heavy ammo will load this weapon beyond the normal capacity. And then for the last perk, we are going to go for firing line. Deals increased precision damage on near 2 or more allies. So we're talking about this weapon being a weapon which is gonna be used for PvE content, which is usually 2 or more people, or for either dungeons or raids. So that is gonna be like basically the perks that I'm gonna be adding into it. I'm gonna be adding the Gambit Memento, why not? And then we are going to be crafting this weapon. So this weapon is the PvE version. This will be the PvE version of the weapon. It's a really, it's not the best weapon, it's not the best sniper. If you want a sniper primary and you haven't got the sniper primary from the raid, you can have this one as an alternative. Thoughtless is a very good, it's a pretty decent sniper rifle, not the best. So we got an impact 70, range 71, stability 54, handling 60, and reload speed of 44. Now we're gonna go with the PvP style of this weapon. I would keep the actual, I would go for either, instead of range, I would go for something like handling, adaptive frame instead. So I would go for adaptive frame, and then we would go for something a little bit different in here. So we go for hammer forge rifling, and then with accurate rounds, I would go for accurate rounds as well. And for the next perk, we are gonna go for either perpetual motion. If you like, you know, obviously to move a lot with this, I would go for perpetual motion, or if you like crouching firmly planted. I personally would go for perpetual motion because I move quite a lot. You can also go for overflow as well if you prefer overflow. I don't really like overflow on PvP, but I would go for, you know, because I like to move a lot aiming down sight, so perpetual motion for me. And then on the last, obviously we're gonna go with the snapshot sights. I really like snapshot sights because I really like you know, to aim down sights super quick. For this PvP version of the weapon, we're gonna have impact 70, range 71, stability 49, handling 55, and reload speed 44. I'm gonna be keeping this weapon as an actual PvE version because I prefer that weapon for PvE. And for the perks, I am gonna give you a couple of options. So if you're using this for PvE, I am gonna go for something like boss spec, always boss spec, because sniper rifles are gonna be working always best on boss damage.
Twinkle, assholes.
And then we're gonna have for PvE, I would go for basically targeting adjuster as a change. PvP is more like a, you know, the more target acquisition you get, the better. And you can hit your, you know, headshots or body shots fast better with targeting adjusted. So I would go for that for a PvP type of like weapon. Now we're gonna go for the next weapon that we want to talk about. One of the best weapons right now on Destiny 2, the Calus mini tool, submachine gun, solar damage. and it's absolutely amazing. This weapon is probably it's just one of the best for raid, for every single one of the content. So I'm gonna give you the best, you know, the things that I actually are using for this weapon. Can be used for PvP and PvE. It's practically amazing on both PvE and PvP. So right now we're gonna go for I really like range on this one, so we're gonna go for the range on the Midas synergy. And then on the next perk, we are going to go with the corkscrew rifling over here. And then we're going to go with accurate rounds, which will increase the range on the weapon. And then on this perk, we are going to go with unrelenting, which is really good for PvE content. And then on the last one, we are going to go with incandescent. So this is actually a really, really, really good perk on this weapon, on the solar damage builds, and together with unrelenting and incandescent, it's gonna be absolutely incredible on this weapon. So this is the PvE version of the weapon. Before we craft it, we're gonna have an impact of 15, range 55, stability 54, handling 75, and reload speed of 31, 900 rounds per minute, and 37 bullets on the magazine. It's a pretty good weapon. It's a really good PvE weapon, like I said before. And I am going to give you the next version. I'm actually going to give you the PvP version of this weapon. If you prefer the PvP version, I'm actually probably thinking on doing a second weapon where I can actually craft. So for PvP, we're actually going to go with something a little bit. We're gonna go for range as well, rather than anything else. You can go for stability or reload speed. I'd rather go range for, you know, like submachine guns. And then on the primary perk, we are going to change this slightly for more of a what is this one, the small ball. And then we're gonna go for accurate rounds as well for the actual perk on PvP. And for the third perk, we are going to go for either moving target, which I really like, or threat detector. Increase reload when enemies are in close proximity. And if you're gonna be close to enemies, this is gonna be a really good perk. If you're gonna be running around, if you want to increase more, movement speed and target acquisition when aiming down sights. If you aim down sights like me, I'm a panic aim down sight person and a panic reloader. Moving target works perfectly, but if you like moving around like crazy, threat detector will be for you on PvP. And for the last perk, we would go for either Eye of the Storm or Surrounded. I personally would go, not Surrounded, sorry, Eye of the Storm or Tap the Trigger, which is the initial pull of the trigger will have increased accuracy and stability. So Eye of the Storm is better in my opinion because it will become more accurate as your and it will boost the handling as your health will get lower. So that would probably be my choice for the PvP version of the weapon. On this version, we will have an impact of 15, 57 range, 56 stability, 65 handling, and 31 reload speed with a magazine of 37 and 900 rounds per minute. This would be the PvP version of the weapon. Now, for both PvE and PvP, what type of what mods are we going to be using for those? So for PvE, we are going to be using minor spec. Why? Because we want to hit a lot of targets and we want to explode them. This is going to be a ad clearing type of weapon. Really good for the raid. Absolutely amazing. Really good for ad clearing. It's just going to be an absolute beast. I would say this one at the Amit AR2 are probably the best weapons right now, solar weapons right now on the game, and they are really beasts on ad clearing. Also for PvP, I would go for counterbalance. Counterbalance will actually, it will reduce the recoil deviation of the weapon. These have been the two weapons that we have reviewed today. Craft them and tell me what you think on the comment section down below. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything on Vall, on everything on the channel. And if you like to jump into my live streams on twitch.tv/Vall, I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. I hope to see you there. And until next time, bye bye.